Namaste, myself Dolly Saraswat from Apollo Hospital, Ahmedabad welcomes you all in today's live session. You all might have seen a beautiful part of our nature in a sky when the sky is covered by thousands of birds. Twice a year, billions of birds migrate during season changes. Unfortunately, some of these birds may carry pathogens that can harm people as well as animals. In today's discussion, we'll be discussing the same, the bird flu or avian influenza infection. And today in discussion, joining with us, Dr. Jay Kothari, who is MD, FNB and currently working as Director and Consultant in Critical Care Department at Apollo Hospital, Ahmedabad. Sir is the first National Board Certified Critical Care Specialist in the state of Gujarat. His clinical expertise extends across all types of critically ill patient like patient with MODS, ARDS, polytrauma, poisoning, surgical and obstetric complications. Dr. Jay Kothari has a special interest in antibiotic resistance, non-invasive ventilation and nutritional medicine. He is the teacher for critical care course by National Board and ISCCM. Welcome you, sir, in today's live session.
Thank you, Dolly, and have a very good session. I welcome all of you in this session and wishing all of you a healthy year ahead.
Yes, sir. So my first and foremost question for you is that what is bird flu or avian influenza?
So amongst this corona pandemic, we are now talking about bird flu, which is the a real threat to birds and poultry in current time in India, and you must have heard and listened and read from the media that there are a number of birds which are dying because of this avian influenza or bird flu. So let us first understand what is flu. Flu is a respiratory illness caused by influenza virus. The influenza virus can affect humans, birds, pigs or swines and various animals, and it is a well-known disease across the years. So flu happens because of coughing or sneezing or because of coming into contact with the droplets of a person, as we have understood this in corona epidemic or corona pandemic also. So an infected bird or infected human can spread the infection through the droplets to other birds or other humans. The influenza virus is having multiple strains, so they have different strains, and that is what the terminology would say, that H1N1 and H795, H2N2, so and so forth. And these strains have different pathogenicity. That means they have a different ability to create serious disease. Some strains are milder forms and they do milder disease in the birds, and which keeps on happening, and some strains are very serious and they can cause serious disease in the birds and the birds can die. There are two factors in this. The spread is very high and the lethal rate or the death rate is very high. So a strain can have a very fast contagious mechanisms and they can spread very fast, or a strain is very virulent and can kill thousands of birds in such manner. So this flu virus is having either a low pathogenicity, or there are strains which is having a very high pathogenicity, and that can, this high pathogenicity avian influenza are important and concern to humans and for all of us, because it can kill thousands of poultry birds. It can get transmitted to humans through the birds, and it can kill either the birds or the humans.
Yes, sir. Sir, as the season changes, most of the people used to suffer from seasonal flus. My further question is that how avian influenza is different from seasonal flu or pandemic influenza?
So as the terminology describes by itself, the avian influenza is going to affect the birds, and the seasonal influenza is going to affect the humans. That we all are aware about the flu disease or influenza disease to the humans throughout all the years and decades. So both are different. Avian influenza rarely affect humans and the mode of transmission is from birds to human, where seasonal influenza is the disease of humans and one human can transmit the disease to another human. Normally, avian influenza virus cannot be transmitted from human to human, and that is what has saved us. If this goes wrong, then we are going to have a significant problem. So, the avian influenza infects the birds. Occasionally, it can infect human. The seasonal influenza affects humans, and there is a rapid transmission between human to human.
Yes, sir. Sir, my next question is, do avian influenza virus pose a pandemic threat to humans?
As I said, avian influenza virus can occasionally infect the humans, and if by some mutation there is a human to human transmission happens, then this is gonna be a pandemic, and that is what the threat across the years whenever bird flu has emerged as a serious illness amongst the birds. And the influenza virus by its own nature, they have got a significant ability to mutate, that they can create newer genes, and now these newer genes can create a virus, a mutant virus, which would this newer virus which can mutate and can transmit between two humans. So if I have an influenza, seasonal influenza, and if the bird next to me does have a bird flu and I get this virus also, both this virus within me would get interacted and they have capacity to reassort the genes, and there could be a possibility of new virus development. And this new virus, if it develops ability to transmit from human to human, there is a possibility of pandemic, because we humans does not have a usual immunity against the avian influenza virus.
Yes, sir. Sir, as we learn the basic concept of bird flu or avian influenza, now my next question is, what are the important risk factors for bird flu?
So, there, as been discussed, there are low pathogenicity strains and there are high pathogenicity strains. If birds are affected or infected with the high pathogenicity strain, then they have a large number of, there are large number of birds which can get affected, there are large number of birds which can get killed. And if this virus gets transmitted to human from close contact with these birds, or from the close contact of their excretions or of the feces, or partially or uncooked food, then a human can get a disease by avian influenza virus. And if a human can get if a human is infected with this avian influenza virus, it can create a serious disease amongst the human. So we need to be careful that we should not get into contact with these diseased birds to prevent the infection. And there are multiple ways that we are going to come into contact with these diseased birds. If we are traveling to the affected zone, if we are eating partially cooked food or partially cooked meat, or if we are eating raw eggs or partially cooked eggs, then we are going to get infected with this avian influenza virus.
Sir, as we all across the world is fighting with the present scenario, that is with global COVID-19, what message you want to share with us in regard to avian flu?
The most important message that I would like to share is that please do not scare unnecessarily because of avian influenza. Of course, it is a concern for authorities and government, and as a responsible citizen, it is our responsibility also to prevent the spread of the disease. But remember, number one thing, avian influenza does not have a human to human spread. Number two, avian influenza can the infected birds can spread the disease to persons who are in close contact with them. So it is not a very big thing. Please respect nature, love birds, do not try to kill birds which are unnecessary. Only thing is, if you see a bird or few birds lying dead in suspicious manner in nearby area to you, please inform the authority so that they can take adequate precautions. As COVID has taught us to take health hygiene precautions, this also gives us a message that we should take proper health hygienic precautions. Avoid going to live animal markets to prevent yourself from getting infected. Please cook meat and eggs appropriately with good amount of temperature to kill the virus if at all. Please take adequate food safety precautions and to improve your immunity and to have adequate antioxidant supply to your body, use or consume lot of vegetables and fruits with proper hygienic precautions. That is what we need to do. If at all you have an exposure history to the infected zone, or if you develop such symptoms, please disclose your history to the doctor appropriately and have a high index of suspicion that you might have contacted disease from the birds if at all you have close contact with the birds. Tell your doctor that you have close contact with the birds and please reach to the doctor in the time frame possible at the earliest so that the disease can be treated well with the medicine. That is all. Thank you very much to all of you.
Thank you so much, sir, for this informative message. We all are fighting right now with global COVID-19 and we all have to fight for our better health. And even we should not neglect these symptoms because it can lead to serious threat to our health. Thank you everyone for joining with us and with Dr. Jay Kothari. Stay healthy. Namaste.
Namaste. Stay healthy. Thank you.
Sir, my next and very important core question is that what is the treatment of avian influenza?
The treatment of avian influenza should first begin from suspicion of avian influenza virus. So first of all, the physician or the doctor should have high index of suspicion in the affected areas or affected zones of our country. Second, patient should disclose whether they have any chance, error or exposure to the infected birds. Either they are living in the affected zone, either they have some business connection with the poultry workers. So that is what about the suspicion of the avian influenza. Second part is if the doctor suspects, then they should send the appropriate sample for confirmation of disease. Third thing is, as the influenza virus to humans, the avian influenza virus to human is highly pathogenic, the risk of death is very high. All these patients should be admitted. All those who are having suspected disease because of avian influenza should be hospitalized and treated. The mainstay of therapy is antiviral, and there are few antivirals which are probably useful in avian influenza is oseltamivir or Tamiflu, or what the drug that we have used in swine flu, or zanamivir or peramivir. So there are few drugs which is available as antiviral. The second part of the treatment is supportive. All patients should receive supportive care, oxygen support, hydration and SOS nutritional support if they cannot eat or they are significantly sick. And the third thing is respiratory support. If the patient cannot maintain oxygenation, then they should be provided with the oxygen or non-invasive ventilation, or ventilation if they have serious acute respiratory distress syndrome like what we are seeing in serious COVID disease also. So the treatment is possible, but first important step is a high index of suspicion and a clear history from patient that they have come into contact with the infected birds.
Yes, sir. Sir, for an example, if one get infected with avian flu, then what will be the prognosis?
So one needs to be careful here. We as a human does not have a significant immunity against avian influenza virus. We can manage seasonal influenza very well as humans, but as humans we cannot manage avian influenza, and about 40 to 60% of patients may die if they have developed a serious disease. The disease can have different forms from mild to severe, but for many of the patients this could be a fatal infection, and that is what is the concern of world authorities.
Yes, sir. Sir, if any person is infected with any seasonal flu, so there are vaccinations available. The next question is that can seasonal flu vaccination prevent bird flu?
As we need to understand, the seasonal flu is caused by human influenza virus. Avian influenza is bird influenza virus. Both these viruses are different. So seasonal influenza vaccine will not protect you from avian influenza, and the vaccine for avian influenza is not readily available for usual public. It is only available for research purpose and to a very high risk specified population.
Yes, sir. Sir, while talking about diseases, their treatment, signs, symptoms, there's only one thing which is in our hand, and that is the protective measures. So what are the protective measures one can take against avian flu?
So we need to be careful and aware about the possibility of spread of avian influenza from the birds which are infected, and in general the usual precaution that has been taught in this COVID era are good enough to protect us from preventing the avian influenza to all of us. So most importantly, we should not, we have to create a habit of doing hand washing thoroughly, properly with soap and water. We need to avoid going to the live animal markets and where a lot of birds are sold together, and these places can spread infection very fast. We need to create a habit of having cooked eggs or cooked meat or cooked chicken so that the disease cannot be spread, and we need to improve the food safety precautions across. The other important thing is we probably need to have a different utensil for cleaning of these products and cooking of these products, and after cooking we need to wash our hands appropriately, and we should not touch here and there to prevent the infection, to prevent the avian influenza infection.
Yes, sir. So sometimes what happens, we just neglect all these symptoms regarding any influenza or talking about the avian influenza itself. My next question is that if one do not take it as serious, what will be the complications of avian flu which can occur in an individual?
So if avian influenza is not suspected or not diagnosed or not treated within first few days, then the disease can create serious illness in the humans in form of pneumonia, respiratory failure and acute respiratory distress syndrome. And this is very challenging for the medical system, and the risk of death in such serious disease is approaching to 60%. So 60% of patients, if they are not treated in time and or if they have a delayed presentation, then they would die of respiratory complications. Few of them would die because of neurological or any other organ failure that happens because of the avian influenza. But major challenge is the respiratory failure if it is not been treated within time.
Sir, as you just said us about that, yes, this avian influenza is a pandemic threat to human. The next question is that is bird flu contagious?
The contagious word we need to understand in appropriate manner. So bird flu is contagious between the birds. So one bird would be able to transmit infection to another bird. The bird flu virus can infect the humans through the bird, but human to human transmission is very rare. Only very few numbers, say 5-10 numbers, are considered or suspected to have human to human transmission. So contagiosity between birds is very high, contagiosity from bird to human is there, contagiosity from human to human is not there, and that is how we are saved from the threat of new pandemic because of this bird flu. So a human to human will not transmit, that is where we are saved.
Yes, sir. Sir, how general public or the viewers who are seeing us right now get to know that one is infected with avian influenza? Means what are the symptoms of
Any influenza would have similar symptoms, and that is the significant challenge for the healthcare system to differentiate whether patient has seasonal influenza or whether patient has avian influenza, and very few laboratories in India would be able to segregate between these two viruses, and it's a significant challenge for the medical system to differentiate between these two flus. So as in seasonal flu, a person can have fever, person can have chills, muscle aches, person can have cough, conjunctivitis, they can have stomach pain, they can have abdominal pain, and they can have some of the neurological symptoms. They might present as diarrhea also. And these are the symptoms which also happens in a common flu or any respiratory virus or any respiratory illness. So a person who has traveled to an affected area where a lot of birds are having the avian influenza disease, or we have documented that the area has epidemic of bird flu, and these birds have possibility of transmit the disease to humans. Person with such an exposure history by traveling, or exposure history because of eating uncooked food or raw eggs, and working in the poultry farm, or being associated as a farmer or as a business person within this industry, and if they develop any such respiratory illness, they should be suspected for avian influenza disease, and medical system should then send the requisite sample to a specified laboratory to diagnose the avian influenza disease.
Yes, sir. So one, as the symptoms you told to us, so one can get to know if either he or she is suffering from this influenza and can contact to the doctor. So my next question is, while talking about different strains of bird flu like H5N1, H7N9, H5N6 or H5N8, why the strain H5N1 is a concern to human health?
So first of all, we probably need to understand what is H1, H2, H3 decodes and what is this N1, N2, N3 decodes. So the virus have different proteins on their surface through which they are going to get attached with the host cell. So either bird or human, these proteins would make the possibility of virus attachment to the host. And these proteins are hemagglutinin and neuraminidase. So H is hemagglutinin, N is neuraminidase, and this H can be of different types, and this N can be of different types, and that's how the virus is labeled as H1N1. That means type 1 of hemagglutinin, type 1 of neuraminidase, and different types of virus are being named accordingly. So what happens with the H5N1 is this is a high pathogenicity virus, and it has ability to kill thousands of birds, and as well as it has ability to transmit in the humans from the birds. So there is the first time the disease was described with this H5N1 virus in the humans And this virus is significantly dangerous because it can cause fatal disease or a very life-threatening disease in the humans, and humans can have a serious disease. They might need to get admitted to ICU hospital. They require hospitalization. The risk of death with this H5N1 in the humans were 60%. And if you correlate your knowledge from other epidemic and pandemic, the average death rate is 1%, 2%, 3%. We're talking about 60% death rate with H5N1 risk strain, which is transmitted from bird to human. Fortunately, there is no human to human transmission reported, and that's how we are better off with this. Even if there is a high risk of mortality, less number of humans are infected from birds to transmission from bird was there. But this is a very significantly dangerous strain.
Yes, sir. So my next and very important question is that is there any test for avian flu?
Yeah, there are tests which is possible to diagnose this avian flu, as we all have now learned that how does a testing mechanism of coronavirus happen. So you do RT-PCR test as a molecular test, and then you do antigen test, whether there is a presence of particular antigen in the specimen or not. So similarly, in avian influenza, a person's nasopharyngeal or oral throat swab can be taken, or blood can be drawn, and the sample can be sent to specific laboratory. Each city and each laboratory will not have this kind of facility. So this needs to be sent to Delhi or some other Pune virology laboratory, and they can try and identify whether this sample does have avian influenza or not. And the tests are RT-PCR test or antigen test, or we can have paired serum sample to find the presence of avian influenza, and the virology lab can isolate the virus. That is how you diagnose the avian influenza virus. Not in your next door laboratory, you have to send the sample to the specified laboratory.
Yes, sir. Sir, if any person is diagnosed with avian flu, then are there any vaccines or medication available for this treatment?
So for a common person and for a regular use, avian influenza vaccine is not available. It is not possible to develop a vaccine for the disease, which is so tricky and getting changed every now and then. For research purpose and for patients and workers who are coming into contact with these diseased birds, there is a possibility there is a vaccine which is developed against this avian influenza, but that is only for very high risk population and only in the research capacity. It is not available for general public.
Sir, as we read in social media, newspaper, all where that yes, avian influenza is on the peak right now. So my next question is a very panic question for general people, even that talking about food. Is it safe to eat poultry products?
So the characteristic of virus is very well known by now. See, avian influenza virus dies if it is heated with 70 degrees centigrade of temperature for few minutes. So it is possible to kill the virus if the poultry products are cooked properly and heated properly. The virus dies and it is safe to consume these products. But if you are going to consume a raw egg from the affected area, then it is a question. So if Maharashtra does not have disease, one can still have it. But if Haryana has the disease, or Himachal has the disease, Rajasthan has the disease, from those parts of the world where the active avian influenza has been documented, one should not and one should refrain from consuming poultry food which possibly can have some possibility of infection of the avian influenza. But if you cook the food, if you boil the egg properly, if you make the meat properly or chicken properly, then there is no issue and there is no risk of getting infected with this kind of food.